Okay, welcome to part 3 of your business training and planning. I'm going to go through a little bit more about what you actually get when you start working with us. So we're going to show you how to actually become a real marketer on Facebook. This has nothing to do with a traditional company or a traditional online business where you might think like, oh, I need to go get a couple friends or I need to do home parties and sell to my family. We don't do any of that. My business and Jen and Jeff and Balaj, pretty much all of their business has been cold leads from Facebook that we've generated online through our marketing or through our ads. And you're going to get access to, and so something that you might think like, oh, I don't know how to do Facebook ads, or I don't know how to do any online marketing. We're going to show you exactly how to set everything up step by step, from creating your very first business page to creating your very own ad videos. And if you don't want to do ad videos, that's okay, because we have ads that you can use. We've created ads that we've tested that we know convert, and you can use those if you're not comfortable. But we always tell people to grow, get out of your comfort zone. You want to be branding yourself instead of branding us. So if you're not comfortable with that right away, that's okay. We got you covered. You can use our ads, but it is something that you want to work towards eventually. Some other stuff that you're going to get is weekly training. You're going to get, we have a weekly training mastermind with our team to go over what's working now, what's not working, what are people struggling with, what do we need to be changing, what do we need to be working on. So that at no point in time are you ever going to be by yourself in this business. We are going to have your back. You're going to have an assigned mentor to you. You're going to have our entire group of people to work with. So at no point are you in business by yourself. It is your business, but you have us to help support you through. We handle your setup. So we do your landing pages. So you don't need to know coding. You don't need to know how to set up a landing page and stuff like that. We set all that up for you. We handle all your emails, email leads on your behalf, like we had mentioned in the webinar. So we build relationships with people. Of course, you want to be handling some of that yourself as well, and we show you exactly how to do that, what to say, what to do, how to go about it, but we also do that on your behalf as well. We handle coaching calls, we handle sales calls, we handle the whole setup process for you is taken care of. The only thing that you need to do is set up your Facebook ads, and we show you step by step how to do that, because we physically can't log into your account and do that for you. So that's the 10% that you need to take care of. We have Balaj on here, who you might not have seen before. Thank you so much for coming on here, Balaj. He is one of the reasons why we are all here. He is very, very knowledgeable about this business and about the product that we have based our business around. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add into what they're getting, or?
Yeah, I'd like to. I just want to let everyone know that congratulations first off for stepping out of your comfort zone and taking the time to actually go through this, because I know it's a big, big, big step. Traditional ways that we live our life and we do things, generally it's very uncomfortable to step out and try something new. And you guys have all been watching my webinars, and with Caitlin and several other people on there. And a big thing that we took part in, and some of the biggest changes I made is I stopped listening to people that didn't have the results that I wanted, and I started focusing on people that actually had the results I wanted. So it's a big hurdle, especially jumping out of your comfort zone to actually do this, because I know for a lot of you guys right now, you see the online world, you see, oh my God, I got to do HTML. As Caitlin was telling you, the landing pages are done. All your autoresponders, like we showed in the webinar, all that's taken care of. We're going to show you how to become a master marketer of your domain, of branding yourself and driving traffic, so that you're able to automate it, so that you're able to actually close out sales. And you're going to find out very shortly with Balaj. He's going to talk about the product, the benefits of it. And I mean, gosh, the first month of sales with it did over $1 million. So it's definitely working for average everyday people, just like yourself. Jen, she comes from a restaurant background. Caitlin was a stay-at-home mom / went to school. I mean, myself, I started off, I've been 5 years in the business now. I was able to accumulate 7 figures my first year. And you know what? I do not have an ounce of technical background. I've never, ever done HTML. I've never done any type of coding. I never went to school for marketing. What I did have was the absolute desire to make a change in my life and to do something different, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So I hopped in on this journey with these awesome people because I decided that it was best to work as a team and to change people's lives. The product changes people's lives. The income that you can generate from generating this all online. I mean, and the best thing about it is we've removed all the technical stuff that basically anybody, you could have like a 70-year-old person that if they're just willing to go out there and try and do this, they can absolutely be successful. You are literally the only reason it won't work is just you, because we've been able to duplicate this over and over and over and over and over again. We can only put a few people on here. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to my good friend Balazs. Balazs is going to break into the product. I mean, you're going to be amazed at what this product is, what it does, the commission structure, and how we've been able to fully automate it. This is all done online. I literally have all of my leads, all of my people, including your guys' self. I mean, you guys were brought here today not knowing a person more than likely, through the traffic and through the training that we've done. So he's going to show you about this product. It's going to be all generated by leads online. It's all going to be done through the email responders, everything basically done for you. And then we're going to teach you how to, the most important part, how to actually be a marketer. And, you know, what is a cost per conversion? You know, how much should I be spending on an ad? When do I scale? All that stuff through our group, our weekly group mastermind. So Balazs, take it over from here and tell us all about this great product and the commission structure and how we can change other people's lives.
Yeah, sounds good. It's great to be here. My name is Balazs W. Cardos, and this has just been an incredible journey for myself. I'm celebrating 9 years with this awesome company as a customer of these amazing products that I'm going to share with you in just a moment. But a little backstory just to give you an idea of how this all came to be. I've now been drinking the water for 9 years, and before that I suffered from some health issues for over a decade since I was a little boy, and it surrounded my health regarding my digestion. So for some reason I couldn't digest my food properly. I always had bloating, discomfort, all kinds of pain, all those Pepto-Bismol kind of symptoms that I'm sure you've heard before, and it was this mild pain, sometimes more aggressive pain over the course of my life for over 10 years. And of course, my mom, seeing me suffering and dealing with this and being bedridden and missing days of school and, you know, just seeing me in a really bad state, she always wanted to find a solution. So she'd take me to the doctor, she'd take me to the hospital, I get tests done, and every single time they came back saying that nothing was wrong with me, I was healthy. And it was very frustrating to be told that you're healthy when you don't feel good. And I'm sure you can, you know, agree that if you don't feel good, then you're not healthy, right? You might not have a serious illness, but the whole idea is that you should feel full of energy, vitality, feel positive and good. And if you're not, then something's wrong. So I knew something was wrong, but the so-called experts and doctors tried to convince me nothing was wrong and convince my mom nothing was wrong. So after years of trial and error, switching our diet, doing all kinds of different like vitamins and you name it, you know, blood tests and allergy tests, all those types of things. Every single time it came back, nothing's wrong with me. Everything's fine. So super frustrating. And then when I got into high school, they said I started getting severe attacks. This would feel like my guts were getting ripped out for days at a time. And I was literally like curled up in bed in fetal position. And my mom's like, how can I help you? And I'm like, just leave me alone. Like, that was literally the solution. Leave me alone. I'm dealing with this. You know, it's a mental game. I told her all this crazy stuff. And she's like, yeah, right. Like, get in the car. I'm taking you to the hospital. So it wasn't fun. It happened every few months, every 3 or 4 months, I'd have another attack. And finally, some specialist told me I got to get my gallbladder out because I had this condition called gall sludge. Similar to gallstones. It's more rare, and it's like 100 little tiny sandy stones instead of one big stone. So anyway, the point was that they took out my gallbladder. That was supposed to solve everything according to them. And 6 months later, all my symptoms came back. All my conditions got worse. And I guess the breakthrough that happened for us, for my family, was that my mom just got sick and tired of being misled, having these doctors guessing what was wrong instead of really truly knowing what was wrong. So she took matters into her own hands, started doing some research, reading books on natural medicine, holistic nutrition, sort of the alternatives to, prescription medications that really just cover up the symptoms. They don't actually deal with the root cause of what's causing that in the first place. So she started reading all these books, and one thing kept coming up, and one thing stood out from every single thing that we have tried over the last 10 plus years. And that was such a simple, almost like, yeah, right. That's what it was. It was like, yeah, right. Come on. And it was water, right? Like, who would have thought? So, of course, you have different types of water, and a lot of people assume that all water is the same, right? It's a clear liquid. You can get it in tap, you can get it in bottled, you can get it from creeks and rivers, but actually the physical component of the water is very different. And the average person doesn't have any sort of education on water. It's basically, tap, filtered, bottled, and then like the third world countries that have, really bad conditions of water. That's as far as the average person understands. So when my mom was reading these books and all these super high-level doctors, nutritionists, health coaches, etc., they were all talking about how important the quality and the type of water you were drinking. My mom really became fascinated with that. And that was the only thing we hadn't changed. That was the only thing we hadn't tried. So she was kind of funny. We went backwards, right? We tried all the stuff that wasn't as important and ended up with the biggest component because we're mostly made of water. And the reality is that most people are chronically dehydrated, and it causes so many of these health issues that people deal with. And it's as simple as changing your water. So we ended up trying this water. Actually, sorry, rewind for a second. We ended up researching water specifically on Google and found out that there was hundreds of products, right? Ranging from ways of putting minerals into your water and changing the components to it, to putting things into your water bottle, all kinds of filters and things you put into your fridge, and then all the way up to the very best, which is medical technology used in hospitals. So of course, they all claim to do the same thing, but as the price suggested, there's a big, big difference between these products. So after lots of trial and error, my mom discovered this company that was over 30 years old at the time, and we wanted to try it out. And the thing that was really unfortunate that I'm going to share with you before I show you the slides is that once we learned about this specific company and the products that they have and the testimonials that you can find abundance of on YouTube and Google and things like that, a lot of people with serious health issues, I'm talking cancers and heart disease and very, very serious issues, got better from this, okay? And we're not making any health claims, and we're not saying it's going to do that for you, but what I am saying is that these people, that's what they're saying happened, right? So I lost my dad to prostate cancer 8 months before we found this water, and the company was over 30 years old. So part of me to this day, 9 years later, is bittersweet, because part of me is so happy when we're able to impact someone's life. They get these products and they're the ones who say, like, these products changed my life, right? So that's the sweet part. The bitter part is, how come we didn't find out about this earlier? How come 30 years went by and my dad was fighting cancer for 7 years and nobody knew about this? Nobody recommended it. Or maybe the online marketing that you're going to learn here inside this community, one of those ads weren't put in front of my family, so we would have seen it at the time, right? So my dad could potentially still be here. So I want you to look at this information from a few different perspectives. The first perspective is obviously your own health, because I know you're here to make money. I know you're here to create the lifestyle of your dreams, and you will have everything you need inside of this system to get you there. But none of it matters if you don't have your health. None of it matters if you're sick. None of it matters if you're in the hospital, and none of it matters if you're dead, right? Fair enough? So this stuff is really crucial and important of what we do here. Secondly, I want you to think about your family. I want you to think about your wife or your spouse or your kids and what is really important about their health, right? And then third of all, I want you to think of everybody else out there who could be looking for something like this, and you now have the skill set to become a master online marketer, to be able to share this with hundreds or thousands or millions of people eventually. So I want you to think about that also, all right? This is super important. It's dear to my heart. We've changed thousands of lives over the last 9 years, both physically, financially, and with their lifestyle. And these products are going to blow you away. So I'm going to show you a quick PowerPoint presentation. It's going to just kind of scratch the surface on what. And then we'll answer some questions after. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep.
Awesome. So we'll just touch on the problem real quick. I already mentioned it a little bit, but people are getting less and less healthy. Worldwide cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other lifestyle-related illnesses are actually on the rise, which is crazy because, with the advancement of technology and education, we should actually know more about what could prevent these things and not get us sicker and going kind of backwards, which is unfortunate. But here we are. We're going to show you a solution today. People are overfed and undernourished. So that's on the product side. That's on the health side. Now, on the business side, 95% of the population is paycheck to paycheck. A recent study just came out that the average Canadian has like $200 left over after paying their bills. So they're like $200 away from being like on the streets or, in serious financial trouble. And most people are living to work rather than working to live. So with this product becoming an affiliate for it, combined with this done-for-you system that is now in the palm of your hand, you're going to have the perfect storm to really change all aspects of your life. And that's what we're here to discuss today. So the root causes of preventable illness come down to three main areas, okay? And this is about 90% of the health issues that you have experienced or currently have, or your family members or anybody out there in the world, comes down to these three things: chronic dehydration, acidosis, and inflammation. Now, they get all these fancy names and words, right, for us to think that it's caused by all these different things. But all of them are just either a minor or a severe case of one of these three areas. Now, if you're interested in learning more about this, independently of what we teach, you can check out these books. There's 4 of them that are my favorite. One of them is called The Enzyme Factor. Then there's Your Body's Many Cries for Water. You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty. Not sure why the top got chopped off. That wasn't like that before. And Killing Cancer, Not People. These are all books that are completely irrelevant, or not irrelevant, sorry, they're independent of this company, but they actually endorse these products inside the book because all of their patients have tried all the different technology out there, and this is the only one that's proven to get significant results time after time. So let's talk about each one real quick. So dehydration consists 90% of people are chronically dehydrated. Your body is 73% water and your brain is 85% water. And a lot of you maybe have heard this before, or you understand that we're mostly made of water, and yet the average person does not consume water. They drink coffee, they drink alcohol, they drink juice, they drink Red Bull, they drink everything but what your body's made of. So obviously 90+% of people are going to be suffering from this. Some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing, or people or people in general, is symptoms including fatigue, migraines, clouded thoughts, muscle cramps, infrequent urination, and many others. The second one is acidosis. Your blood pH never strays from 7.35 to 7.45. It's the last line of defense. If your blood pH goes below there or above there, you're going to die. So all of your organs sacrifice themselves and sacrifice the pH, which is why you have, organ failure and different problems like that. So it's got a very good buffering capacity, and symptoms include heartburn, acid reflux, skin problems, joint inflammation, and many others. And the last one is inflammation. It's your body's attempt at self-protection. So it becomes chronic if the internal environment cannot flush it away, and chronic inflammation can eventually cause several diseases and conditions, including some cancers, rheumatoid arthritis, and atherosclerosis. And the thing that I want you to understand about all three of these things I just talked about is it's not instantaneous, right? It's not it's not like you don't drink water one day and then you're going to be sick tomorrow. All of this stuff is compounded over time, which is why you start really seeing people getting seriously ill with disease when they're 35, 40, 45, 55 and older, because their whole lifetime of making poor choices is actually catching up to them. And that's why typically, not in all cases, but typically, kids and teenagers aren't getting serious illnesses because they haven't destroyed their bodies for long enough. Right? So you might be thinking, hey, I do all this stuff and I'm fine. It's a ticking time bomb. You have to be focused on prevention and avoiding it, as opposed to thinking you're invincible and then it happens and then trying to cure it after the fact, which is what, unfortunately, most people's mindset is around health. So what is the solution to our hydration needs? Well, it comes down to a few different options. You have municipal tap water, and some people still believe tap water is fine, especially in North America, right? Compared to other parts of the world. Yeah, of course, it's like much better quality. But what you don't know is that the government in the fine print actually says it's your responsibility to filter out your own water, not the government's. The government's responsibility is to avoid the pipes rusting like this. They don't care about the pipes in your body, right? That's important. So there's rust. There's so much chlorine. I'm actually so sensitive to chlorine now because I've been drinking chlorine-free, amazing water for 9 years, that if I get a glass of regular tap water at a restaurant, I can smell the chlorine from like 3 feet away. Whereas if you're drinking it, you probably don't smell it at all. It's kind of nuts. There's pharmaceuticals in there. People, dump their medication down the toilet. Where do you think that ends up? They add lye in there to actually change the pH of the water. So the water, when it comes out of your tap, is neutral. The reason for that is because if it was acidic, which all these chemicals they add make it acidic, the pipes would rust. So they have to add lye, which is the strongest alkaline chemical, to balance it out to make it neutral, so they don't have to spend and waste money on the pipes underground bringing the water into your life. So that's kind of nuts too. So then obviously there's an alternative. Roughly 20 years ago, bottled water became super popular. There's this marketing came out, it's so better for you, this and that and other thing. But when you really understand what happens, they bottle municipal water. So the water that is in the bottle is the exact same thing as out of the tap. The only thing that they've done to it is ran it through a reverse osmosis system. Now, reverse osmosis is dead water. Literally has nothing in it. It's just a plain liquid that actually takes minerals out of your body. So if water is not adding it into your body, it's taking it from your bones, causing osteoporosis. So it's stripping the body of minerals because water always has to balance itself back out. So it's acidic, it's oxidizing, it's loaded with plastics, linked to cancers. And this picture right here is a really good illustration of how water is actually transported to the store where you buy it. So it gets bottled, then it gets put into these plastic bottles, put on the hot tarmac in the baking hot sun for who knows how long. Then all those chemicals leach into the water. Then it gets shipped to a warehouse. Once again, it sits there for who knows how long. Then it goes to the store, and then you pay premium prices, like equivalent of gasoline prices these days, just to get a bottle of water that's actually bad for you. So as you can tell, this is pretty messed up. It's illogical, it's irrational, but people just think it's a better alternative to the tap water that they are avoiding drinking, right? And another thing is, if you really want to get deeper on this subject, you can Google trash vortex, and you will see that in the middle of the ocean, there's a size of trash like the size of Texas, and it's like 3 stories deep or like 30 stories deep. It's massive, and it's mostly consisted of plastic bottles, and most of those bottles are plastic water bottles. So that's messed up. And if you're interested in this documentary, it's also really interesting. It talks about how the plastics that leach into the water are killing the male hormone. Which so less and less males are being born because of this, which is also not good, right? So the solution, regular water cannot solve all of our issues: chronic dehydration, acidosis, inflammation. So there's good news. There is a solution. And this is probably the most important slide that I'm going to be sharing with you. And really, write this down or memorize this, because hydrogen-rich electrolyzed reduced water is the scientific term for what this product is, okay? However, Enagic is the manufacturer, the company that produces the technology, and then Kangen Water is the brand of the actual water itself. So there's 3 different things going on. Now, when you do your research, if you look into it, you want to make sure you're searching hydrogen-rich electrolyzed reduced water on a reputable website such as PubMed, or somewhere where there's research studies done, not someone's opinion on some blog trying to undermine and pitch their crappy product that doesn't work, right? So it's important to keep that in mind. So how did this all start? A lot of people are really shocked when they learn about this information, because just like my family, we didn't know about this stuff 9 years ago. And even today, so many people still don't know about these products and how amazing they are. But how this actually started was from Mother Nature. Mother Nature is pristine. Mother Nature is perfect. So everything that we should be consuming, from food to our water, should be from Mother Nature. The problem is that in today's world, there's so much pollution, and we've kind of destroyed a lot of parts of where we live, that the water that we're getting access to in our taps or in plastic bottles is not the same water that Mother Nature created for us. Now, I don't know about you, you maybe live up in the glaciers and the Himalayas and the mountains or something like that with like satellite Wi-Fi, right? Logged onto Facebook and you found the system, but the chances are you don't. You probably live in the city somewhere. So in these remote locations around the world, they did research and they found that these people lived to be well over 100 years old. No health issues. They weren't falling into those cancer and heart disease statistics. They were working longer. They're vibrant. All these things that made them unique to the rest of the population. And then, as you can see, it was kind of spread all over the world as well. So scientists went there to research what was different about these people. Why were they living way longer than everybody else? They researched the soil, the food, the climate, the air, the altitude, you name it. And of course, their water as well. And what happened was, the local people, they had all these stories like, yeah, we got the miracle water and the fountain of youth and all these things. And everyone was like, the scientists were like, yeah, right. Okay. You guys are smoking some good stuff around here. But they actually went and they researched the water. They took samples of it. And what they found was there was a difference. It was not the regular water everybody else had. And the three properties of this special miracle water that they had access to included, an abundance of antioxidants. Now, the actual antioxidant is hydrogen, molecular hydrogen. If you look on the periodic table, hydrogen is the first element. It's the smallest and the most powerful antioxidant known to man. And every single glass of Kangen water has been designed to create an abundance of molecular hydrogen. So 90% of the health benefits that people experience are coming from this molecular hydrogen in the water. Now, the byproduct of that is alkalization, which is where you get the pH from. So it's going to be an alkaline pH. And at the same time, when you electrocute the water through the electrolysis process that the machine actually does, the power of it makes the molecules much smaller. So it has rapid absorption and it hydrates you on a cellular level. So let's quickly talk about Enagic. Enagic is a 43-year-old privately held company. Now, how many companies, got to have some water actually for a second. How many companies do you know that are over 40 years old? Most of the ones that you're probably using on a daily basis are like 10, 15, 20 years old. There's very few long-standing reputable companies that have been around that long and stand the test of time. Technology has changed everything in the last 15, 20 years. So for this company to be rock solid for over 4 decades and still be privately held is a really, really good sign for you, because that means it's stable. It means it's not going anywhere. It means that it's safe. You can, plant your flag here. You can trust this company. You're not going to be in trouble in 1 or 2 years or something like other companies in the industry. So that in itself is something that we are very proud of, to be aligned with a company that is that old and has had the same mission statement from the beginning, and they've never wavered on their integrity. And that is really important to me, and it's important to everybody else inside this leadership team and community. The second part here is that it's an original equipment manufacturer. Once again, the Japanese culture with the companies from Japan, they don't waver on their quality, right? So they have everything controlled in-house. They produce all the parts. They don't outsource anything. They're not cheap. They don't try to cut corners or make a quick little buck. Everything is hand built by one technician in a medical facility, and then a 26-point inspection done on it before it's actually shipped to your home. So that's pretty cool, right? That's like a Rolls Royce, literally. Annual revenues over 500 million. It's a top industry leader. They have 22 different countries that they have offices in, with a total of 37 offices now that service over 100 countries. So now, using the system that you're going to learn about more and more, you have the ability to target your advertising on Facebook anywhere in the world without the headaches of running a traditional business. And Enagic will fulfill those orders from one of their 37 locations that is nearest to your customers. And they do everything from the shipping, receiving, payroll, customer service, repairs, all of that stuff. All we have to do is the marketing, which is incredible. They're also a member of the Direct Selling Association. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically the organization that polices the industry to separate the scams and the schemes and the things that hurt people and take advantage of people, the fly-by-night companies that come and go, from the legitimate, real businesses that help people, change people's lives, and make a difference. And this organization is something that you must be involved with if you want to be working with a reputable company. And we're there, and we've gotten the award for the highest ethics and integrity for many years now. So that's also important. And they're also triple, I think it's a A++ on the credit, the business, what is it called? The Better Business Bureau. So once again, that's a really good sign. So Enagic has numerous awards and certifications. They're the only WQA gold seal. So what that means is you cannot put technology into a business like a gym, a spa, a restaurant, etc., and serve water to the public without having the seal on it. And that's the rule for Canada and the US. So the knockoff competition that tries to, imitate this technology, they actually can't, because the science of how it's built is patented, but they still try to, find like workarounds, but they'll never have this gold seal approval. So if anyone catches them serving water from these other machines that don't work, they can get fined or shut down or whatever. And then Enagic is the only one that has that gold seal. Really important. It's often imitated, never duplicated. This is a certificate here that says that it's a medical device in Japan, but in North America, the rules and regulations are different. So technically, we don't have this piece of paper that says it's a medical device in Canada and the US, but it's the exact same system. So, read between the lines, right? It's the same thing. So Enagic has 3 amazing products that we focus on, and they deal with the root causes of illness so we can be happy, fit, and healthy. And the 3 products are the Kangen 8, which is the top of the line, Rolls-Royce, best of the best machine that sits on your counter, produces 7 different pHs of water. Then we have the Inespa shower that actually goes in the bathroom. Obviously, unless you shower in your kitchen, that's cool, no judging. But it usually goes in the bathroom. And what's really interesting about that is when you switch your water that you drink, you should also switch the water that you bathe in, because the average person takes 1 or 2 showers a day, 10-15 minutes, usually warm or hot water, and your skin is your largest organ on your body. So it doesn't make sense to avoid all the chemicals when you drink it and then bathe in it and absorb it through your skin and consume 8 glasses of polluted, disgusting, filthy water through your skin, right? That doesn't make sense. So that's why we actually combine it with the shower system. And then we have the turmeric supplement, which is the only supplement that the company offers that's not a machine. It's the only product outside of that. But when you learn more about it and what it could actually do for you, this is like a super vitamin. I know it sounds very hypey, but there's like 6,000 studies done on turmeric. It's been used for lots and lots of years, hundreds of years in different cultures. The government actually tried to turn this into a prescription, and so they could profit off of it. And the people had a big commotion. They said, yeah, right, this grows in nature. You can't take this from us. And the people won. So, one for the people on that one. So let's quickly talk about this. This is a lot of technical stuff. The main thing you need to understand here is that it's made with titanium and platinum. And if you've ever looked at the cost of that, obviously it's expensive, but it's made of the very best materials. It's patented. The machines last for over 20 years. If you like to travel, as I do, you can take your machine with you to any country, and it has a power supply you can plug in into any any continent that has different power sources. So that's cool. It's got a bumper-to-bumper warranty. Anything happens to it, they replace it. And there's always an extended warranty you can get as well. And the last little bit just talks about how powerful it is. and it's more powerful than any other machine in the industry of water machines. This is a quick little example to illustrate what oxidation reduction potential is. Now, that's a fancy way for saying something is either an oxidant or an antioxidant. Now, you mostly have probably heard about antioxidants in the last number of years. It's become really popular on like all these TV shows and stuff. But the difference is this. So if it has a positive number, it speeds up the oxidation process of your cells. So it speeds up the aging process, and it also speeds up your potential to get sick, okay, or get a disease. And then if it has a negative number, it's an antioxidant. It slows the aging process down, and it actually reverses some serious things in the body too. When people drink this water long enough and enough of it every day, they actually look younger and younger and younger over the years, which is really cool. I went to a Christmas party a couple of years ago, and there's a guy who was 61 years old, and he had been drinking the water for 10 years. And he showed me a family Christmas photo from 10 years ago, and then a family Christmas photo from the most recent Christmas, side by side. And he's like, where do you think I look older? And obviously, I picked the one that was, most recent, but I actually messed it up. So 10 years ago, he looked older than he did in the most recent one. So that's pretty cool. And that happens to many people. I'll quickly talk about one of the settings on the machine. Like I said, it produces 7 different pHs of water. And the 2.5, a lot of people aren't even using it like they could be. So the 2.5 strong acidic water has been independently lab tested to kill 100 organisms faster than bleach. Now here's the kicker. It doesn't have any side effects. So if you go drink a couple tablespoons of bleach, you're probably not going to feel too good, right? You're probably going to be sick, or who knows, you can even die or something like that, crazy. But with this water, it has the cleaning effects, the sterilizing effects of something like bleach. But if you drink it, it's still just water. So there's no side effects. It's pretty cool. So they use it for things like mouthwash, soaking your toothbrushes to kill bacteria. You can clean your house with it, your toilets, your bathtubs, your counters. Pretty cool. If you have something like athlete's foot, it kills the bacteria on the fungus. If you have a sore throat or some kind of mouth infection or anything along those lines, you just spray it in your mouth, you gargle with it, it kills it in 30 seconds. Neti pot, first aid on cuts or burns, eye infections, pink eye. If you cook with things that may be contaminated with salmonella, like meats and things like that, you can just soak your meat in it for 30 seconds or a minute before you put it on the barbecue, and you're good. You won't get sick. So, I mean, this is super cool. And when you own the machine lasts over 20 years, and you can literally pump out an unlimited supply of this stuff. So imagine if you're a business or you're marketing to businesses, all the many applications they could use with it also. So, I mean, let your imagination run wild, but there's lots of cool things that this can do. So Nespa system, we covered this already. It is similar to the machine that sits on your counter, except it doesn't plug into the wall, so we won't electrocute you in your bathroom. It has 2 powerful magnets that restructures the water to the perfect pH for your skin and your hair. Super cool. And it literally feels incredible. Like when you take your very first bath or shower, you notice a massive difference. And someone actually posted on Facebook recently a photo of them running a bath with tap water, as they normally used to do, and then, draining the water and then running bath with Nespa water. And the picture, one, it was like kind of clear, almost like a little bit brown, slight brown color. And then the Nespa water was like a light baby blue from like the Caribbean, the water I'm talking about. It's like the dream, right? The palm trees and the clear blue water. That's what it looks like from the Nespa, right? So that alone could show you that water is not just water, and this is different once it comes out of here. Then we have the Ukon, which is a fancy way of saying turmeric in Japanese. Most powerful natural anti-inflammatory product. And when you take this stuff and you have any sort of pain, inflammation, it works magic. It really does. It's vegan friendly, 100% organic, individually encapsulated to prevent oxidation. Most supplements that are in a bottle that are like capsules or pills, when you crack the bottle open, it starts to oxidize, just like when you cut an apple in half come back an hour later, it starts to be brown already. Well, that happens to everything. It happens to humans, happens to your food, and it happens to your supplements. So the way that this is packaged, you're not oxidizing each individual pill until right before you take it. So you're actually getting what you're paying for maximum potency. So let's just put the business aside for a second. And if you were to invest in this technology and these products strictly as a customer, you would still be able to save money long-term from what you're currently spending right now, just by properly learning how to use the different pHs and the different applications. So that in itself, this will save you money. That's not including the tax benefits, being able to write off all these products, being able to write off your purchase, being able to write off getting started in your business. It's not including any of that. Just as a product alone, you can already save money by getting these things. When you include the tax write-offs and the potential business commissions that you're going to learn how to create here, I mean, this is truly is a no-brainer, or how I like to call it, it's a brainer. You need a brain to make this decision. So that's it. Guys, do you want me to stop before I go into the business? Do you want to add anything? You guys there? I can't hear you.
You're on mute, Jeff.
Sorry, I was on mute there. Yeah, so something I wanted to add to this. So I knew about antioxidant water years before, and I'll tell you an experience that I actually ended up having. I actually ended up having myself buying one. It was a company out of Hawaii. I won't name any names of it. And I purchased it, and it was very expensive for what it was. It was about $2,500 just for the product itself. And after 18 months, it was dead, and it only had a 1-year warranty. They required me to send it back to them, to Hawaii, and then they had to fix it and this, that, and the other thing. And it ended up actually just being atrocious, the whole effects of it. And that was it. That was it for a long time. And then I got into the online industry, and I started doing the email marketing. I started doing lead generation and capturing email, just like the stuff that we show you. I still do to this day market products online through variable other insights. But what I can tell you right now, to be able to pop in, get a product like this, I mean, the health benefits right now, I myself have suffered from inflammation in my knees, my back, other areas. And right now, I can tell you right now, it's a lot of it is virtually gone. I got to tell you, my endurance at the gym overall is tenfold. Caitlin can attest to that. She's actually had to do a couple of my workouts. So has Balaj. So they know exactly what that's like. And it's gone way up. So, water is you're made up of it. I mean, majority of your body's made up of water. So naturally, not having, I mean, how many of you guys would take, chlorine? If I give you a couple of drops of chlorine and said, hey, why don't you put that in your water? Would you do it and drink it? No, but if you're drinking tap water, that's exactly what you're putting in yourself, right? So I was excited about being able to take my online skills and my past background and be able to implement it into this. And I got to tell you, it exploded. It absolutely exploded from the time I started in this. And I feel great about the product. The company's been around for, 40 years. The warranty, they have offices all over the world. I've never had to worry about getting paid. One thing that I've known in affiliate marketing and marketing, I've marketed lots of products before, and I've lost tens of thousands of dollars. They just don't pay, or all of a sudden they're just gone. They just disappear, right? I don't ever have to worry about that. I mean, we got a company who's got such a large organization set up that I don't have to worry about it. And on top of it, in the online marketing world, a lot of times, if you want to get your own products, then you've got to set up mids. So mids meaning I got to go out and I got to get Visa terminals and start collecting money. I have to have a storage facility for this stuff. Some people will do the drop shipment to Amazon. But here's the thing. Everybody and their dog's doing it. Everybody's got this, secret formula that they're selling online to do it. And I've been in the industry for long enough, and I've seen the success rate is very, very minimal in it. Or the next step is everyone, you go through these programs and they say, just go find a niche product. I got to tell you right now, you know how much time I spend on testing and trying to find products that actually work, and spend lots of money doing it to try and get it? It's ridiculous. The average person to find a niche product out there spends thousands of dollars testing it to find out. So I could teach you all day long all about how to actually build an online business. But if you don't have a product that's proven to convert already, that pays out an ROI for your spend, I got to tell you right now, it's futile. It's literally futile. So, you know, I appreciate the fact that people will show you how to do businesses online, but the product is upwards of one of the most single important things to be able to have in line for your marketing budget to know that you're actually going to make money. And the greatest thing about this is the duplication, right? You know that you're here today. You've been to the webinars before where I've asked people in the crowd, how many of you guys make online purchases? Almost 99% of people, even 100%, say they've all made online purchases. And then I ask you how many of you guys are working online. It's virtually nobody. I mean, this is a digital economy that is untapped for people. And now's the time. You know, you see how I talk about Uber's the largest taxi company. You hear how I talk about Airbnb's the largest hotel chain. And none of these guys own any of their stuff, right? This is where it's at, you know. Warren Buffett, he divested all of his money from Walmart. That, you know, they actually call that the death of retail, guys. Online marketing is where it's at. And to have a product, you need to keep in mind to have a product that is actually going to make you money is utmost of the single most important thing. And to do it with integrity, to do it within health, and to know that you have something that you can feel good to take home to mom, right? That, you know, this is what I market and sell is unbelievable. I mean,
that's something I wanted to touch on really quickly, Jeff, is that we say, like, at no point in time do you ever have to market to your friends and family if you don't want to. We're going to show you how to market properly. So you have leads coming to you. They're asking you, what are you doing? What are you selling? How do I get involved? But this is something that I would feel really good about buying a product from my mom or buying a product for my grandma or something like that, or like getting them involved in this business because I can feel good. It's such a great product. It has such great health benefits. Partnered with the system that we have in place is so powerful that I would feel awesome selling it to my family. But again, we're going to show you how to do it properly as an online marketer, not doing home parties and bugging your friends and family. But it is something that I have integrity in this product. There's a lot of products online that I wouldn't tell if I would, like, there's a ton of products online that I wouldn't want to tell my friends and family that I was selling, or that they would be like, no, get away from me. I don't want anything to do with that. But since getting into this business, my family has asked, like, they want to buy the products. They want to take the Ukon. They want to drink the water. Like, it's something that you can feel really, really good about.
Yeah, and exactly on a standpoint. And the whole thing about, you know, talking to friends and family and stuff like that, I got to tell you right now, there's not a chance after being in the online marketing, I've been 5 years now. In the 4th year, I decided to get involved with this. There's not a chance in hell, coming from an online background, that I was going to get involved with something that I had to call with my mom, my dad, and anyone else. I mean, there's just zero chance. I was already earning 7 figures online in other ventures online. I wasn't about to become, you know, that guy that talked to everybody. And, you know, some people, that's for them. Majority of the people, that's a tough gig for them to do it. So that's why this is created as automated. I make sales every single month from people that I don't even know. Never met them before, haven't talked to them. It's all traffic. It's all how we do it. And we're going to give you the exact same formula. And just like we've said before, it only takes one person to accomplish something to tell you that it's possible. And the great thing about it is, you know, you're listening to somebody here who had zero technical background, no experience before. Caitlin didn't. Jen and Gord, Gord is her partner. He was a mechanic, both of them. You know, they thought, they were definitely skeptical of getting into this. And I got to tell you right now, they were more than happy now that they're in this. And, you know, they've changed lives for themselves for the better. They went to Disney World with their family. They didn't have to worry about, you know, booking time off. You know, you get to be able to do the things you want throughout your day. You know, if you've got kids, you can hang out with your kids. Is this a business and you still got to work at it? Absolutely. But who doesn't want to have a business where you can actually do it from the comfort of your home? You know, if you want to stop or if you want to go somewhere. I'm about to head out to Mexico on Saturday, guys. My business comes with me, but I don't have to be in front of it 24/7, guys. And that's the great thing with automation. So all that stuff that you've seen on the webinar about how we generate leads through Facebook, how we have those landing pages and all those tools, those all come included with it. And that's exactly how we do business. There is no talking to strangers, friends, family, knocking on doors. None of that stuff. That is not what we represent. That is not how we do business. This is 100% strictly an online business with a guaranteed product as good as what Balazs and I've been accustomed to, and a system that's proven to convert over and over and over again without actually doing any of the other types of work, which are standard, typical businesses out there. So I'm going to pass you now on to Balazs. Now we're going to get to the second exciting part. We've learned all about the health benefits of everything. Now we're going to show you guys how you can actually make some friggin' money, because that's an important component, and that's going to allow you to have some more time freedom as well. All right, Balazs, pass it over to you.
Awesome, let's do this. And one of the things that I really think is unique is that, and that was like years before I even knew about the possibilities of doing things online. And the thing that I found since transitioning my business to 100% online is that when you start a business in the home-based business industry and you want to make money, and you have to talk to people like your family and your friends and people, your coworkers and your Facebook buddies that you don't even know, and whatever, that just is a sign of desperation, right? People are like, they know that you're pretty much promoting it just so you can make a buck. But what I've noticed is that people that have access to this amazing online system where nobody even has to know you're doing this, then you go and get results both with the products from a health standpoint and also with the business from a financial standpoint. It's just a matter of time before people will ask questions, right? And at that point, you can decide whether or not you want to share it with them, whether or not you want to include them in this. But it's now a very different positioning. Now you have it's very different. You have something they want as opposed to they have something you want, which is to even have a chance to succeed in the business in the first place. So I've noticed a lot of my personal friends who were skeptical. They were hating on me. They were saying that this is stupid and I'm going to fail, and all those things that we run into. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. How much did you make? Is there some sort of information I can look at? And it's like, yeah, here's the webinar. And then we send them to the exact same webinar that you would see coming through the Facebook ad. So, it's interesting what happens in a 3, 6, 9 month period, but it's also very cool to see that it's not necessary for you to ever have to sell to anybody that you've known before today getting started. So now this slide right here is the holy grail. This is what separates this company, this offer from anything else in the industry. And there's always going to be a million ways to make $1 million, okay? And what I need you to understand is that when you actually break it down and all the different elements of a business, it's very hard to find something that is a green positive check mark across the board. Okay, it's like, yeah, this is good, but this area over here, not so great. And a lot of people, they compromise or they settle. This business is like the perfect storm. And I'm going to break that down. So you've already seen the products have tremendous value. 90% of health challenges people face are solved by the 3 products that we actually are selling. 90% of health challenges, I should say. 90%, like think about this for a second. So 90% of people's issues, you can help by them getting these products, right? So that's pretty much the whole marketplace almost. And then at the same time, the system is also 90% done for you. And the components that I'm about to share with you right now, this list right here, separates this from all the other offers out there. So first and foremost, I don't know about you, but for me, it was really important to plant my flag, to be committed to building a business long term. And for me, it matters a lot that what the time and the energy that I put into something is not going to go to waste, right? I don't want to build something for a couple of years and then start over again. Or in a lot of cases, people build something for a few months and then they jump over to shiny ball syndrome because some other flavor of the month comes out. Don't be that person, right? You don't have a reason to ever leave. So you can build something that is long-term with this company, Every single sale that is ever generated inside your organization, it counts forever. It never resets, never starts over again every month or every year. It's permanently there. Okay, this is really unique. Secondly, the income that you end up generating long-term, the monthly residual that is available to you, the bonuses, things like that, it's generational. You could literally pass it on to your kids. That's super cool. So you could build a legacy inside of this company, which is also really important to me. I have a position in here that's already for my unborn child. So like they're gonna be literally like a six-figure earner the day they're born. And I don't know about you, but I wasn't no six-figure earner when I was born. It took me like many years, 20 plus years to figure that one out. But anyway, so an Adjic retirement plan is not connected to monthly sales volume. What that means is, in these other companies in the industry, if you've ever been in the industry before, or you've gone to presentations, or you've heard about it before, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, is your income is directly connected to the volume of sales that are happening in your business every month. Now, that is something that matters here also, but when you reach this rank called 682-3, then it no longer matters to earn this retirement income. It's separate from the compensation plan, okay? And it's starting at $5,000 per month, and the potential goes all the way up to $80,000 per month, which is the long-term strategy. You know, I tell people to work hard, to stay focused, to be committed, to continue to improve on themselves and their business for a decade if they want to hit that goal. Now, if you get there sooner, awesome. But I like to manage people's expectations that that's pretty much a 10-year game plan to get yourself to $80,000 a month for life as a retirement plan. Not bad, right? So that we're going to talk about in a few moments in a little bit more detail. It also has built-in social proof for the newest person getting started, up to $380 right out of the gate. And we do offer some zero-down financing where you're not having to take money out of your pocket if you qualify with your credit, and you can still earn $380 in your first week, which you can use to jumpstart your marketing. You can put that aside for your monthly payment, whatever makes the most sense for your situation. That's super cool. And getting a check in the mail in your first few days, I don't know if you've ever been a business owner before or know the statistics around new small businesses, but most of them don't turn any sort of revenue or profit for months or 3 years sometimes, 3 to 5 years to turn an actual profit. And you can actually make money in your first week here. Another thing is zero attrition. Attrition just means people coming and going, quitting, you know, getting started, giving up and quitting, and then you got to replace people and all this kind of thing. Now, this is a direct sales company. It's not a scheme or a scam or this and any of that kind of crap. This is a legit business where you sell a product and it counts in your organization. And it has some elements of being able to build an organization in it, but every product that is ever sold counts as a sale, which means technically you can't quit. If you own the machine and you stop working your business, you've quit in terms of effort. But in terms of the actual legal standpoint, you're still a business owner and you haven't given up. And it comes with global lifetime distribution rights. Really cool. There's no auto ship or additional cost to participate in the compensation plan. This is also really unique. You don't have to pay to play. You buy the product as a customer and the business comes with it at no extra cost. You can use other people's money to start your business. This is actually a secret of the wealthy. It's called OPM, other people's money. You're taking out a loan in some cases to fund your business, okay? Now, if you take out a loan for a liability, then that's called bad debt. That's bad because you're paying interest on something that's depreciating. If you take out a loan on an asset, something that will appreciate in value, that's actually good debt. That's smart, and the interest is a tax write-off. So really, you're not even, losing anything. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between those two types of loans. So high ticket commissions in depth. It's really amazing when you step up as a leader, you support your organization, you support your team, and you're able to earn high ticket commissions by helping other people succeed, right? Zig Ziglar, one of my mentors, he has a famous quote that you probably heard before. If you help enough other people get what they want, you will eventually have everything you want as well. And that's really the whole fundamental concept of what we're doing here. The reason why everybody is here to support you is because it's a win-win relationship. Nobody loses here. And that makes us really special. And you can build lifelong friendships, relationships, and partnerships here when you do the right thing, right? When you're a good person, you help others, and you serve from the heart, you also get rewarded financially at the same time. It's a 43-year-old company. We talked about how amazing that is. It's stable, rock solid, global infrastructure. Everything's in place. And they've also never taken money from the comp plan. This is also very unique because most of these businesses, when they first create their compensation plan for their affiliates or their distributors, they don't factor in the growth. They don't factor in that eventually there's so many people that they can't afford to pay everybody anymore. They can't scale, and there's all these kinds of issues, and the business is going to implode on itself. So what they do is they restructure how they pay everybody, take money away from the affiliates and distributors to basically stay afloat. And then, of course, everybody who's involved is pissed because it cuts their income. And Agica's never done that in 43 years. In fact, since I've been doing this for 4 years, they've changed the comp plan twice, and they've made it better and more lucrative both times. So that just shows you what type of ethics and what type of company an Agica is. And another really important thing that sometimes people ask is, the company is so old, then the market's probably saturated. Everybody must have one of these things already. And that's not true. The company is 43 years old, but roughly there's only 1.5 million machines sold globally so far. And the reason why is because they were selling these things one at a time. Actually, rewind a second. They were a medical device in hospitals for like the first 20 years. Then they were only sold like door to door, person to person in Japan for 10 years. And they've only actually left Japan since 2003. So from 2003 until like 3 years ago or something, they were focused 100% on baby boomers, people with illnesses, sick people, old people, and that was it. And they were just selling one machine at a time. So you can imagine selling one machine at a time to really old people that are sick. 1.5 million is actually pretty impressive. But then in the last few years, we've shifted focus to building it towards a lifestyle business, being able to leverage incredible systems such as the one that you're able to take advantage of here. And now sales are skyrocketing. Now we're getting that growth and momentum that this company should have had a long time ago. The good news for you is you haven't missed that that boat, essentially. You haven't missed the wave. You're in the right place at the right time to take advantage of this and really capitalize and grow an empire here, changing lives and helping people. The company is doing well over $30 million per month in revenue, and the average 682-3 is earning at least $460,000 per year, which is really nice. It takes the pressure off paying the bills, and it's a good start. So, we want to help you get there. And it's just a matter of time, because the sales, like I mentioned earlier, you can't actually go backwards in this company. And it's so, so important to understand that, is that no matter what happens, if you keep doing the work, every sale counts forever, and you can only move forward. So it's not a matter of if you can achieve these big incomes and these ranks. It's just a matter of when. It took me a little over 3 years to hit that rank. And we have people inside the community who were able to do it in under a year. So that just shows you we're both in the same place. We're both making similar incomes. One just took a little bit longer, right? So it really doesn't matter how long it takes. Just keep going, and you're going to get there too. So let's quickly talk about this unique patented compensation plan. Now, in order to get a patent on a compensation plan in this industry, it's next to impossible. And the reason why is because in order to get a patent, you have to be so different, so unique, or else they won't grant it to you. And most of them in this industry are played out. It's the same old, same old. We've seen it many times. And this one is unique, and no one can touch it. It's amazing. So easiest way to understand is like a pie. So every product that is sold, about 54% of the total cost is paid out in commissions. This is typically the wholesale retail markup of any product that you purchase in the store, from Costco, from anywhere, right? And in a lot of cases, the markup is way more than 54%. It's sometimes hundreds of percent, right? So in this case, we take out the middleman. We go straight from the manufacturer right to the end consumer, and you get that commission yourself. And that's obviously way better. So in the example of the K8 that we showed you earlier, each point or each slice in the pie is worth $340. Now, the businesses that you may have heard of before, or you may think it's like that, or you're jumping to those conclusions, it's not. That's on the left-hand side. You get in early, people at the top make all the money, you get 3 and they get 3 and they get 3 and all this crap, right? It's not how this works. This is a direct sales business that gives you commissions, overrides off the production of sales inside your organization. So the closest example that you could probably relate to is the franchising industry, right? So you have something like a McDonald's, they have the corporate entity that owns the branding, the systems, and all of that. And then they license out independent franchise locations all over the world. They have over 100,000 locations, and they make money off of each location, right? So each location is like a profit center for them. Now, when you get started and you purchase your machine, you now have this ability to relicense selling the machine, which is called global distribution rights, to anybody online. And the more machines you sell, the more locations you have in your franchise business. And each one of them now becomes a potential profit center for you. And as the sales are generated through this profit center, you're going to get a piece. Does that make sense? And if this is over your head a little bit, it's okay. It's going to make a lot more sense once you get going. I actually was getting checks from this company before I understood why. This is a good problem to have. So you're literally like, I'm looking at my check. I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from, but it's like, it's a lot of money. This is great. So that's totally normal. Take action first, figure out the details later. And we're going to get into a little bit of it right now. But like I said, if this is over your head, if it's confusing a little bit, that's totally normal. The first time people are like, I don't know what's going on, but I like these numbers and I want a lot of them in my mailbox. So the blue circle is you. That means that you have gotten started, you've taken action, you've ordered your machine, and you're in the game now. And when you sell your first machine, it counts as your first unit sold. And you see there in the gray, it says 1A. Now, remember how I said there's 8 points that gets paid out? Well, 1A just means 1 point agent. So now you're qualified as a 1 point agent to earn $340 off of that person's sales. If they continue to generate sales, you make $340 each time. Super cool. Now you sell your next machine. You have people come to the webinar, they pay $99, they get started, they go through the information, they love the product, they're like, I want a machine, I'm ready to go. Great, that's your second sale, it's another 1A sale, you make another $340. Now here's where it gets really, really cool. On your third sale, you're already going to get a promotion and a raise from the company. They're gonna now pay you 2 out of the 8 points. You're now making double, okay? $680, boom, just like that. And this can happen very quickly. Many people do this in their first week, their first month, first 90 days. So you can actually make a significant income quickly. Now what I want you to look at here is how much money do you need to make per month to be able to walk away from your full-time job, if that's your goal, right? Most people, that's their goal. They want freedom, be their own boss, work from home, etc. So when you look at these commissions, how many of them would you need per month to be able to replace your income? And most people, when you start getting into the 3A, 4A area, they're like, I don't know, man, 1 a week, 2, 3 a month, I'm already there. So that's why we have so many success stories and so many people being able to quit their jobs in a ridiculous amount of time compared to anyone else in this industry. And this is the reason why, because of these big high ticket commissions, okay? So after you've accumulated 10 sales in your business, you now make your 11th sale, you become a 3A. That means you're getting 3 out of the 8 points and you're already over $1,000. Now those gray dots right below, they represent other people purchasing the products as well, okay? Now, if they're purchasing the product from underneath the 3A distributor that is in your business, you're getting another check for $1,020. And then they sell to someone else, you get another check for $1,020. And the reason for that is because there's a total of 8 points. So as long as those 8 points, it still makes sense, you're going to continue to earn the respectable points based on where that sale took place. Now, as you move up to 4A, 5A, 6A, what happens is as the sales go deeper and deeper, it just goes backwards down, descending order in the commissions. So you could be a 6A, and if the sales have gone too deep, you'll still get a check for 3A money. The point here is that you're going to get a check between 2,040 and 3,000 or 340 based on where the sale took place. So once again, if this is confusing you, don't worry. You're going to get checks in the mail. You're going to be excited, and you're going to figure out what happened. And you can ask Jeff or Caitlin or your whoever invited you here, and they'll help you out inside the community. So no worries. But this is very different and very unique. And the best part about this is that the compensation plan just begins after 6A, which is the first major leadership position. So ask yourself this: if this was the only way this company paid money, would you still be pumped and excited to be a part of this? Because I know I would, because this is still easily a six-figure, multiple six-figure income just with this alone. But it gets better. So let's talk about the next step. So you achieve 6A. Every machine, every person that gets started after you hit 6A will just be another 6A sale horizontally across unlimited wide. All right. So what that means is you could have 100 machines, 1,000 machines, as many as you wanted. And it's just another profit center all over the world. So I'll give you one example of my business. So I met a guy at a networking event in Toronto. He asked me what I did. I told him I have a water business. It's a home-based business. I teach people how to make money from home, this and the other thing. I kind of gave him a quick rundown. And he's like, oh, man, that's super cool. He's like, I'm not interested. But if I ever run into someone who's looking for that, whether they're interested in water or home-based business, I'll recommend them to you. And a lot of people say that. And I was like, yeah, sure, buddy. Like, cool. Thank you. But I didn't think anything would come of it. Well, what do you know? I'm in Hawaii for a month. Took my family down there for Christmas a couple of years ago. And all of a sudden I get a Facebook message from this guy. Literally met him once at a networking event in Toronto. Never talked to him since that day. And he all of a sudden starts a group chat with him and some other guy. His name is Clint from Gold Coast, Australia. And Clint was looking at starting a water company. They had a chat, and then he mentioned, hey, dude, that sounds risky. You're going to have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a water company off the ground. Why don't you talk to my friend Balaj? He's got a water business, this and that, another thing. He works from home. And I was like in Hawaii, just living it up. Did a Skype call with him. He sees the background, his palm trees and beautiful water and this and that. And he's like, man, that's what I want. Like, screw the water, starting a water company. I love water. I'm passionate about the health benefits around water, but I want to kind of cut right through the big investment and the big risk and do this instead. So he got started, and he's one of my 6A lanes. He's in Australia, and now there's been hundreds of people in Australia that I met through someone who I've never known before. And that's very similar to how this business will be for you too. You'll be able to run an ad in the UK, in North America, in any part of the world, and one person gets started, and now a water business pops up, an online water business pops up in the other part of the world, and now they're targeting people in their demographic with their similar interests, and this thing spreads. I'm telling you, we've done over 10,000 people now all over the world, and it's just incredible when you understand that each of the sales that you put in is it's like a striking gold again. It's like another gold vein in a mine, right? And it just boom, and it goes down straight away. And you get another sale, and it goes straight down. And this is infinitely wide, right? Just like infinite freedom. It's amazing. So you have $200 for education allowance that starts to happen below the 8 points. Now you're actually getting compensated for sales that are happening so far down you don't even know what's going on. And that's pretty nice. Now the long-term potential. If you're somebody who wants to put in blood, sweat, and tears, invest your time, invest your money, invest your energy somewhere that's safe, you're going to be taken care of, you don't have any worries, this is the place to do it. This is the place to set your family up in a way that just simply isn't possible for the limited amount of money that it takes to start this business, the limited risk, and then so much upside potential. It's wild. So here's how this works. From day one, you begin your journey, and you can never, ever, ever go backwards. Super awesome, right? Even if you have something happen, right? Like I have people in my team who lost a loved one, someone passed away, obviously a super difficult, tragic time in their life. They're unplugged from their business. They don't want to do anything. They're not on the calls. They're not paying attention. But the good news is that when they are finished their grieving process and they're ready to kind of continue, their business is still right there waiting for them. No matter where they were at, what rank they were at, how big their team was, they're going to continue. In any other business, everything crumbles and falls apart. And by the time you come back to it, you're discouraged. You give up. You say, hey, this thing didn't work out, and you go and try some other thing. And that is very unique about this. And trust me, when it actually happens in the future, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's really amazing. So you get to 6A, get a one-time $3,000 bonus. Company sends you a thank you saying, thanks for your hard work. Here's a little bonus. When 2 people duplicate that same rank in your organization, it bumps you up to 6A2. You get a $6,000 bonus. Then when 2 people achieve 6A2 in your organization, bumps you up again. Now you're a 6A2-2, and you get a $12,000 bonus. And then the lifetime retirement money begins, okay? So now, as you can see in the orange, you still get the one-time incentive bonus. Now it's $25,000. And then you also get an extra additional $5,000 monthly for life that is going to continue whether or not anyone sells in your business at all. That's wild. You can make 60 grand a year from it's basically an investment. Now, in order to make that, if you have investments right now or you've looked into it, it's the equivalent of saving and investing $1 million and then getting a 6% annual return to be able to get that $5,000 per month, right? Consistently, never going down. So instead of having to save $1 million to get that return, you can just build this business and get to 6A2-3. Super cool. And the numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. I'm sure you've already looked at the very end of the road, 6A2-8. You're staring at that right now, and you're like, that's me. I'm going to do that, right? If you're like me, that's what you're doing. And any one of these ranks is amazing. Any one of them is going to get you to where you want to go. But really, the pot of gold begins at 6A2-3. That's when you've made it. And it's just a matter of time for you to get there. When you have a system like this, guys, it's more possible than any other way of doing business or marketing. You just have to apply it. The only variable is you. That's it. The system works. It's been proven. The success stories are abundant. It's just up to you. Are you going to put in the work? Are you going to do it? And if you do, you're on your way to hit these amazing incomes. Now, there's 2 options to get started. I don't know if, Jeff, you want to add anything before I share this. Let me know. I can stop sharing my screen. And if not, I can talk about the options right now.
No, I would go ahead with the options. I think I think you're right at the point where I think it's good for them to learn that.
Perfect. Awesome. So option A, to make money slow, is the traditional way that Enagic has been doing this for the first 40 years, roughly. And it's real obvious, right? You buy the machine, you get started. There is zero down financing available if you need that or you prefer that. And the business grows by 1 sale at a time. Now, what happened to my business is I was building this for about 1.5 years, and my mom was building the business for 5 years before I got started. So every time we talked about her business and how things were going, she always told me that it takes 100 people to reach 6A. 100 people, 100 people, 100 people. She brainwashed me to believe that. And that actually wasn't true. So what happened is that I was building my business 1 machine at a time. And when you look back here at this part of the compensation plan, the first 2 that you sell, the first unit and the second unit, you get 1 point commission. And I sold to a couple guys that were building the business, and they sold to a couple champions. Okay, these guys had like master's degrees in business. They were good marketers, and they started really getting their business off the ground. Now, a few months later, they had sold about 20 machines roughly each. And they call me up and they're all pissed off and they're like, man, I wish this guy would have been my 2A because I would have made double the money. And here I am as a leader, right? And I'm pissed off at them for complaining. I'm like, you should be grateful, man, that you're even getting any money. There's people that are making no money and here you are complaining. They're like, yeah, I know, man, but in hindsight, it would have been nice. And I'm like, yeah, of course in hindsight it would have been nice, right? It would have been nice to invest in Apple too. 20 years ago, but that's not what happened. So anyways, I'm giving him a hard time, and then I got off the phone. It happened a few other times. Same story. And I'm looking at this going like, I don't want to keep taking these calls. This is annoying. So I went back and I looked at the comp plan. I looked at what, the company was saying. And I realized this one little simple thing my mom was saying about people as opposed to products changed everything for my perception. And when I analyzed my business over that first 18 months, a lot of people were investing in the machine first, getting amazing results, really enjoying the benefits. And then a few months later, they're like, what else does the company sell? Because I'm sure that's great as well. Then they would invest in the shower. They would, really notice a big change with that as well. And then they're like, what else do they have? And then they get the turmeric supplement a few months later. So everyone was getting all the products anyway, but it was just taking them 6, 7, 12 months or something like that before they got them all. So that's when I came up with the strategy, which is the make money fast approach. And the reason why we say make money fast is you get to 6A 3 times quicker, and you are also able to make $680 on your very first sale if you sell just the make money slow or the single product option with the K8, or you can make over $1,000 on your very first make money fast trifecta package, where you're getting all 3 of the best products. So how that works is you get started with the shower unit first, and then you sell yourself the K8 and you sell yourself the Ukon supplement, and you fill up those 1A positions, right? Now, when you start your marketing campaigns online and you're generating leads and you have your first customer ready to purchase the products, they're going to go in your 2A lane. If they get option A, make money slow, they're going to get $680. I should say you're going to get $680, right? And if they get the option B, make money fast with the trifecta, you're going to make $1,110. Now that's nice and everything, and obviously it's a lot more than $340, but here's the real value. When that person continues to build their business, generating their own leads with their own marketing budget and building their business, now the override commissions you're going to receive are also going to matter. Because now when they go and sell a trifecta package, you're going to make another $1,110 and another $1,110, another $1,110. And as you go through these ranks, now with only 3 trifecta sales, you're already able to go to 3A. You're already able to get that promotion. And each time you rank up, the commission that you see there goes up by $555. So it goes from $1,110 at 2A to like $1,600 at 3A to roughly $2,000 at 4A, $2,500 at 5A, and $3,000 at 6A. What? On one single transaction, one single sale. So remember how I told you, how many sales do you need to produce in your business to be able to fire your boss, live your dreams, walk away from your job, right? You don't need that many when you get started the best possible way. And that is the make money fast option B, all right? So now let's quickly talk about the pricing. So if you're getting the option B, the price is $8,000 total plus tax, all right? And you're able to get all 3 products. You finance it if you want. You can put it on your credit card, pay cash, whatever makes the most sense for you. You're going to get a $380 rebate just from getting started by putting 2 of the products underneath yourself. It gives you a jump start. And look at the difference in the cost, right? It's only $3,000 more than getting just the K8. So it's not that much in the big picture, but you're actually making double the commissions right out of the gate, right? So only after a few sales, you've already made up the difference. It takes less than 10 sales to pay off your entire loan, and then it's infinite ROI after that. The only thing that you have to basically spend after that is your marketing budget, but that's producing your leads, that's generating you sales, and you're running it like a real true business. So those are the 2 options. That's why we're doing well over $1 million a month in revenue right now, because most of the people that are killing the game, doing really well, quitting their jobs, they all got started with the trifecta. It just makes more sense. You get the total package from the health standpoint. You get the 3 top products the company sells, and you also get the fastest possible roadmap to get to 6A. And the business begins at 6A, like I mentioned earlier, and then you're on track to really get to that ultimate desirable place, which is 6A 2-3. You get the retirement income. and life's real good at that point. So I wish for you guys to really see the potential in this. No matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your income is at right now, there's a way for every single person to get started. And even if the trifecta isn't the way to get started, it's all good, because the system will still catch you up to that place and you can get all the products at some point. But if you can, and you should, the trifecta is the way to go. So with that being said, this slide is super messed up, but it just shows that everybody gets the trifecta basically. With my amazing computer skills, this is how I make a collage. And here, this is really poorly done also, but it's a little bit better. But it just shows you these are people from all over the world. They're getting started with their trifectas. And it is the majority. You know, the majority does get this. And whatever makes the most sense for you. So I'll stop sharing my screen and then I'll pass it over to you guys.
Perfect. Yeah, and I just want you guys to realize, to get into this business, the trifecta, being what it is, and the advantage for the health on the business side. That's where I started. That's where Jen started. That's where Caitlin started. That's where all these people that came off the streets. And we have the option of zero down. There's financing options available to you. We have seen people get away with spending, 15, 20 bucks a day, 25 bucks a day, up to a maximum, who knows, whatever they want to spend, depending on their marketing budget, and have a business and all the products. So there's definitely options available to you. So there is definitely the slow track and the fast track routes. What I'd like to do right now is I'd like to kind of pass it over to Jen. She'll tell you her experience sort of from A to Z and what her success and how her success has been there. She started out just a little over a year ago, has made some exponential financial growth, change in herself. They know how to generate leads now online. They know how to measure what is a good ad, what's a bad ad. They now know how to build their own landing pages. Now, that's not something that you guys have to do at all in any way, shape, or form. This is something over and above that they decided to take on themselves to do as an initiative. And we're all about growth. So if this is something you ever want to learn yourself, absolutely, by all means. But for the time being, when people walk into this, we kind of like to take all that away from you, because it can be very overwhelming to think that you have to do all that stuff, especially after you watch the webinar and you're like, oh my God, we remove all that stuff. So Jen, I'm going to pass it over to you, and you talk a little bit about yourself and your experience.
Thanks, Jeff. Gord and I started this opportunity a year ago, and now sitting here listening to Balazs go through the compensation plan and how this all comes together, it's absolutely the way it is set up is the way it was. So Gord and I, like I say, we started a year ago. We didn't have any technical experience. Gord was a mechanic. I came from hospitality. And so one thing I hear from people a lot is that they're similar to us. They're scared. They want to make a change. They want to do this. They're just scared. And that's exactly how I felt too, coming from a background with zero technical aptitude. So yeah, I mean, we had a system in place that you get step-by-step training and the mentorship that goes along with it. And we took action, and everything that we got shown from Jeff and Caitlin along our journey has helped us and helped us further our business to the point where, like Balazs was saying, we reached 6A by December last year, and we started in May. And it takes people a long time to do this if you're going to go door to door or have to hassle your friends and family. So the fact that you don't need to, and you learn how to do this online, marketing to millions of people around the world that need a product like this. So, I mean, similar to us, like we have everyday living expenses, we have mortgage, we have kids, all of that. But the product itself, and I can say with all certainty, over the last year with Gord and I and our family using the product, we definitely noticed a difference. We went traveling last year. We were able to travel all around the world to various places. And when we had the water from our house when we were drinking at home, compared to where we were drinking tap water and bottled water from other locations, coming back and drinking water from our machine, we noticed the difference right away. The health benefits are amazing. Same thing with Ukon. So, I mean, just this opportunity is amazing in itself, that you create your own schedule. Like, we don't wake up and have to go to a job anymore. Gord doesn't turn wrenches anymore. I don't go and manage and close restaurants until 2 in the morning. I get up and I set my own schedule. And that's like the best highlight. And not only that, but the fact that I'm able to get healthy, work the lifestyle I want to, and be able to travel, all of it combined in one, while using products that are helping you, helping your body get healthy, helping your lifestyle. Absolutely nothing negative has come out of this. So that's our experience. Like I say, we started a year ago. We've had major 5-figure months. Last month was our best month. And we're not going back to regular jobs. We're just going to continue to do this. And the fact that we, didn't take action or know about this years ago, and this has been around for so long, it's so exciting to be a part of it and to help so many other people be a part of this as well. So I'll pass it off to somebody else, but thanks so much, guys.
All right, thanks, Jen. So there you go. You see somebody, she had her biggest month last month, multiple 5-figure months, started out with zero technical background, was super skeptical. I mean, some of the people that walk into this are like super skeptical, lots of questions and stuff like that, but it was well worth their time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Balazs. Balazs is going to tell you how to get started with this awesome opportunity and how you can start changing your life. That's what this is about, how to build an online business that pays you enough to fire your boss and to start building the life of your dreams. So Balazs.
Awesome, guys. I can share my screen again. Back to my really amazing collage skills. So really, guys, at this point, you just have to decide if it's make money slow, the option A makes the most sense for you, where your first 2 sales, you will generate $340. There is some zero down financing available. You can discuss this with your coach on your coaching call, and really see what the best option is for you. Your coach will guide you through that. And if you have credit or good credit or a line of credit or a relationship with your bank, I usually recommend going that route. It's great to start that way. If not, find a way. The ultimate resource we have is our ability to be resourceful. Often we find that in life we make excuses and simply jump to the conclusion that we don't have enough time or we don't have enough money. The 2 most overused excuses in the human race. And the reality is we all have the same amount of time. So you can't use that as an excuse, right? We all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 168 hours a week. It's what we prioritize with our time that makes all the difference. So yes, you probably have a full-time job. Yes, you might have a family. Yes, you have other commitments. But the reality is that somebody with less time than you is having success in this business because they put in everything that they could. They made sacrifices, they made changes, they cut out their vices such as Netflix or watching, hockey games or sports, whatever it was. They made those temporary sacrifices to get started. Now, same thing with money. You might say, I don't have money, I have no credit. How am I supposed to do this? But the reality is it's not the point. Your ability to ask yourself, how can I come up with this money? How can I get started? How can I change my life? There are things in your life right now that if you work a full-time job, that you're probably not able to use. What I mean by that is your recreation, your passion. You might like to mountain bike or go fishing or go boating or whatever. And you may own those physical things, but you never have the time to go anyway, right? So why not sell those things, make the money, invest in your health, invest in this technology, in this business, then, make the income, fire your boss, and make enough money like Jen and everybody on this call and many, many other people inside the community, make the money, purchase even better quality mountain bike, fishing boat, speed boat, whatever toy that you like, and then actually have the time to go and enjoy it. So make those sacrifices, right? We've had people pick up second jobs, drive Uber, deliver pizza, sell things on Craigslist or eBay because they had the heart and desire and willingness to change their life, and they come up with some way, somehow, to get it done, and they don't let themselves get away with that excuse that I can't afford it and I don't have the time, right? So whichever one of these options makes the most sense for you, find a way. None of us who got started in the beginning had it easy. We've all had to pay the price for success, and success is paid upfront in full every single day. and then eventually you get to reap the rewards. And that's just the reality, right? So the only thing that I can tell you guys is that my life has completely changed. I don't know where I would be if my mom didn't, you know, fight for me, show so much love for me, and continue on this journey to figure out my health challenges, which now turned into helping so many people in over 35 countries. And just in the last year alone, you know, I was able to triple my income. I can't even explain it to you. We're buying our custom dream home, and that's all nice and everything. But what's more exciting to me is that we've had over 22 people inside of our community, probably closer to 50. We can't even track them all anymore, that have made over 6 figures without any previous experience, without knowing how to do anything online, you know, no technical skills, no backgrounds. A lot of them didn't have the money at first. They came up with it. They got creative. And now they're living their dreams. You know, now they're able to spend every single day the way they want to spend it, whether that's at home with their kids, whether that's traveling the world and just working from their laptop. That's available to you as well. And the one thing that I can tell you about Jeff and Caitlin and Jen and the leaders in this community is that they absolutely are incredible leaders that love and appreciate every single person in their team, and they go above and beyond. They literally don't let people fail unless they give up on themselves. If you have the drive, you have the motivation, you show up to the calls, you ask the questions, they love and appreciate you, they support you, they give you everything that you need, and it's all right here for the taking, guys. I don't know any other place that you can get a global business that can generate millions of dollars in revenue where you can get started for under $10,000 one time. That just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you have 90% of the work done for you. That's like, are you serious, right? Like, just thinking back of how I did things 4 years ago when I started, I did 900% of the work myself. So very different. But guys, make your choice. Let your coach know when you get on the call what makes the most sense for you. How serious are you about your goals? Do you want to get there slower, which is cool, you'll get there eventually, or do you want to take the accelerated, faster option? It's going to get you there 3 times quicker, double the money out of the gate, and the 3 very best products that the company offers. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you crush your goals and dreams, celebrating all your success, seeing you online and at the future events in person. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you joining my organization and joining Infinite Freedom and Enagic through Jeff, Caitlin, Jen, and Gord, and the rest of the leaders in the community. So I'll pass it over to you guys, and we can wrap this up.
So as you can see here, you see the, I'm so used to just talking and not hopping up. You see the health benefits, you see the growth. The slow track and the fast track, they're 2 different spots. You can get in with the slow track with the K8 machine, which is the ultimate best machine in the world when it comes to the actual water itself and the health benefits. That's $5,000. Or you can start off at the fast track, which is where I started at, which is $8,000. The great thing about it with the fast track, you start out at the double commissions right off the hop, which obviously makes sense. You get the shower, which is health benefits for you in the shower. You get the K8 for the health benefits, and you also get the antioxidants with the turmeric. So you get all 3 of those. All of us started with the exact same thing. All of us are seeing the health benefits of it. We do have some finance options available as well for people. We do have some people that are getting away with, like, you know, anywhere from $15 to $17 up to $20 a day, covering the cost of their machines and doing their marketing budget as well. So book your coaching call. There's one other thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you, and this is where it kind of becomes like a mindset thing, right? You know, we have been traditionally taught to go to school, then get out of school, then go and get a loan, and then go to school again, and then go get a job and save for it. And you've probably seen this in the actual webinar itself. And, you know, sometimes some people actually think, oh, well, this is really expensive. I mean, I just want to share my screen again to show you we look at things, guys. Here's some like massive The cost of higher education every single year is between $9,000, $21,000, $33,000. Those are the average for 2016, 2017. The student loan debt right now in the United States of America is well over $1 trillion and well over $15 billion now. These are stats from 2010. And there's a lot of reason to regret. I mean, 45% based on this actual survey for 1,500 people, they said that college wasn't even worth the cost of it, guys. I mean, and this is really where it's like mind-boggling, guys. People will go out and take out student loans of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this stat is actually really scary. And we don't even think twice about it because this is what we've been taught to do, right? But the difference between being an entrepreneur and being somebody who's just like everybody else is the difference between living a life of freedom or living a life under someone else. Only 27% of college grads have a job related to their major. That means that 73% of those people that went out and spent their money on their education aren't actually even using their education, guys. So I'd love for you guys to think about that before you make a decision on any of this stuff. Book your coaching calls. We're going to talk about all of the advantages. We're going to show you how to, get into the program very fast. It's going to be myself or one of the leaders. And you're going to see how this online business fully automates and how you can actually start changing your life, just like Jen, just like Caitlin, just like Balazs, just like myself, and just like thousands of other people that we've helped do this as well. I want to thank everybody here for taking the time out of your day to invest in yourself, learn about what we're doing here and how we're changing lives. So book your call right away. There's going to be a special bonus available for you. If you book your call within the next 72 hours, we'll probably increase a little bit of more training with you guys as well. So if you guys book your call, check it out. And I'm looking forward to working with absolutely every single one of you guys because it's 100% possible. I was able to make 7 figures in my first year online with no education, no background, nothing at all. So it only takes one person to accomplish something to tell you that anyone else can do it. And there's tons of people that are well on track to do the exact same thing. All right, guys, take care and have a great night.